along the roof, just as they were standing. All the lads and lasses there, all with smiling faces, gathering along the Scotswood Road to see the bleeding races. We went to bleeding races.
Oh, it's back through Bartes!
1962 on a summer's afternoon, we took the bus from Bambras and she was heavy laden. Where we went along Collingwood Street, that's on the road to Bladen. Whoa, me lads, you should have seen us gunning, passing the folks along the road just as they were standing. All the lads and lasses there, all with smiling faces, gathering along the Scotswood Road to see the bleeding races.
So, good evening, welcome back to another video. Fairly short, John Sinclair TV back again. And tonight I've got Tawny with us. Good evening to you, Tawny.
Good evening, John. You all right?
I'm good. When Brad comes back, we'll say good evening to him as well. I just think he's gone blank on us as well. So, Brad is definitely in the show, and he will be back very, very soon. So, if he comes back in, I'll get him back in. And if you like the video and you like what I see, then hit the like button. Also, if you're new to the channel, smash the subscribe button too. If you'd like to come super chat, then click on the $sign. If you'd like to become a member, it's 99p. Just click on that. And here is Brad. If I just get him back in. There you go, Brad. How are you doing, mate?
Right. Yeah, how are you?
I'm good, man. I'm good. Excellent stuff. And welcome back for quite a while. It's been a while, and it's good to see you back. Got one for Isla Coffee. He's first. Hi to you, mate. I hope you're okay. Macy loves him, by the way. It always does. They got the Davey. Davey saying that John, wake up, showtime is on now. And Ethel saying need to even bad as well. So we're going to talk about tonight is I'm not going to talk about the press conference actually we may get onto if we get a chance, but I want to talk about tonight that our owners, right? In my opinion, I think they get a bit ripped off on deals like. We got asking us to pay more than James Madison, asking us to pay more for João Pedro, and also it seems to me that they would do business, but they want a Newcastle tax. And fans now on social media are getting so wound up and saying, why are we not getting the players in? Why are we not, pay over the odds and get these players in? What's going on? What's Sam Ashworth doing? Yeah. What's Eddie Howe's doing? Yeah. For me personally, right? It's all about patience, and you've got to stick out. You've got to stick at it. If you don't get the players that we need, okay, cool. Then do what I have to do. But in a minute, the transfer window is still open, right? I still think there's plenty of twists and turns in this transfer market, right? And hopefully, we're going to get the players coming in. But I still think clubs are going to reduce their prices slightly. They're not going to walk away with 30 million, walk away with 25, 26 million. They want that money. Because at the end of the day, right, it helps a lot, especially lower clubs such as Watford and places like that. Tony, I mean, I'll start with you, mate. I mean, do you think the owners, right, are doing the right thing, walking away from deals? And also, right, can you blame them for not spending over the odds?
Well, yeah, because, I mean, we've seen some prices banded about, which are absolutely ridiculous, to be honest with you. And at the end of the day, our owners are, and like Dan Ashworth and that, and they're looking at it and saying, right, okay, this player is worth this amount of money. So we'll go with a bid that we think they might take. It's like anything. If you, I'm not saying the player same as a car, but if you go and buy a car from a showroom and you say, that's a bit over the top for the price for that car, he has a few grand less, they might say, not really, we can't sell it for that. And you might say, yeah, but that's what that car's worth. It's not worth the price you've got it there. And that's similar to what our owners are doing. That's sort of saying, look, this is what this player's worth. And then, so like, say with João Pedro, we went in with 17 million, I believe. And then that was rejected. Then we gone back in with a bigger bid. I think just over 20 million, that's been rejected. And then obviously I'm going to call him out on Twitter, but somebody, because obviously you shared it, John, earlier on, but somebody put out on Twitter claiming to be Fabrizio Romano, saying we had bid 27 million for João Pedro. Now I looked at that tweet and I looked at the account and I knew it wasn't Fabrizio Romano because I follow him and it didn't have the blue tick next to it. So straight away I knew that there was something fake about that. I haven't seen anything reported anywhere officially that we've put in another bid for him. So I expect he'll be in that Watford team tomorrow against Preston. But no, I think the owners are right to walk away from deals because at the end of the day, people know we've got money. Well, they know our owners have got money.
Exactly.
It's not the club, it's the owners who have the money. And at the end of the day, if they want to keep putting money on top of things, then we're just going to say, oh no, we're walking away and that's all there is to it. And I don't blame them. And there's still 13 days left of this transfer window to go. So the 13 days of this window, there's still plenty of time to get deals in.
Yeah, I have to agree because people are panicking. I've seen tweets right from people, right? There's a few ones saying that I'm not going to have people going to get upset and saying that we haven't got this player. Our orders have done 160 million quid on new players, right? And they called them out and said they're not doing enough. We know exactly what needs to be fixed. We need a right-side midfielder. We need up front. We need also another midfielder if possible as well. Unless you're Paquetá, right? But my opinion is, right, I mean, look, we've got good players already, yeah? But what we need, Brad, right, and we need to get this area fixed, but they already spend the money when it's right. We're not going to compete with Nottingham Forest because look how much they spend. They spent, what, 120 million quid they just spent? 42 on Morgan Gibbs White. 42 million quid, right? And you know what it is, right? You know, we're not going to go for him. There's no way. We're not going to pay 42 million quid for this guy. There's absolutely no way. We're not going to pay like players that are not worth the money. Yeah, look at João Pedro. They offer 30 million quid, right? We can get Paquetá for 33 million quid, right? Which is the better value, Brad?
No, yeah, I know what you're saying. It's just negotiations are a bit strange for us at this moment in time, just because a lot of the players we're going after, they're in situations where if a club takes a stance and they don't want to sell a player, obviously they're going to ask for a lot more because they don't really want to sell the player. But in a lot of cases, the players Forest have signed, it's players that Bundesliga clubs, for example, if you offer them 15 million, they're more than happy to let them players go. So they're not going to kick up much of a fuss over fees or anything like that. It's just like put the offer on the table, that's it done. But the market we're sort of in and going after players like João Pedro, like we said, for example, Watford are making the sense that they don't want to sell him. They're putting quite a high price tag on him. Time will tell when the clock starts ticking on the transfer window. If they do want to sell him, they're going to take the highest that will go, which could be just over 25 million, could be a little bit more. But end of the day, if Watford are in a position where they can sell him for that and we're willing to pay that right now, they go for that. Or if not, from their case, the risk is he doesn't have the best season, and then the interest goes away, and Watford don't get that much of a fee for him. That's the position clubs are going to be in, and there'll be a bit of movement over the next couple of weeks as well. So you might see, like you said, a lot of prices get reduced, or it's it's a strange. It can be a strange market at times because you've seen a lot of cases. Forest are a club that have done it, and there's a few others where they're quite happy to go what you would class as over the odds for a lot of players just to get them in. The way we're going about it is, we want the right players in at the right price. What we value a player at isn't really that, doesn't hold that much weight, because at the end of the day, it's totally up to the selling club what they want to do. Obviously, the player pushing the move and other things can influence it and make it. Say if a contract's running down, things like that will influence the prices. But if the selling club's in a strong position, unfortunately, we find ourselves in times where clubs are going to ask for as much as possible from us, because they know we're trying to strengthen our squad, and they know that, and the players that we're going for are really good, either players with good potential or really good stock right at this moment in time. So yeah, I'm sure we'll get some over the line in the next couple of weeks, and just because of the points I made before, saying certain factors might influence it near the end, where the selling club think, well, it's now or never for us. So are we going to accept the offer and move on? And then we might end up with who we want, which I hope is the case. But no, it's just you see some quite strange deals at the minute, sort of inflated prices. So it sort of gives the impression that certain players, the selling clubs, can just hike the price up and see who fancies it, and some do. But in our case, we're standing strong in a lot of things, rightly or wrongly. So let's just hope it works out in the end for us.
Yeah. Look at Casemiro. Casemiro gone to United. 60 million quid for 30-year-old. And I tell you what, though, I mean, 30-year-old, without Madrid can afford to sell him. Why? They've got two lads already.
Yeah, I mean, I say, look, 3 months ago, when would anyone believe that Casemiro was going to move to going to make a move from Madrid for 60 or 70 million? No, you wouldn't have believed it. So, but fast forward to now, when United are really struggling, they've put that sort of money on the table, and Real Madrid are the ones laughing, really. So it's just a strange way how it works sometimes, just depending on the buying club and the selling club, what situations they're in.
Yeah. I mean, I think Madrid got a better deal. Guy's 30. He's a great player, don't get us wrong. But I think Madrid played an absolute blinder because...
And they're paying him 400 grand a week wages as well.
Oh, yeah.
Crazy. And the thing is, Casemiro now, I answered this on a tweet this morning, and I've had a lot of likes for it as well, because obviously I must have hit the nail on the head. Because a lot of people said, "Oh, it's a step down from Madrid," and I said, "Well, obviously Casemiro's not interested in playing in the World Cup this year, then, so he's give up his World Cup place for a relegation fight."
Oh, good luck! I don't think United will go down; they really won't. But he's in a relegation top fight. Good luck on that.
As I said last night, John, nobody's too big to go down. We're proof of that.
And it's and what, like you say as well, the fact that in the individual situation there, he's gone from a great contract at Madrid, 30 years old. He's signing a 5-year deal, 6-year deal, something like that. With an I think 4 with an extra year. So end of the day, look, he's seen himself to 35 years old on that kind of money. Of course, he's going to go for it at that stage of his career, and Madrid are more than happy to take a huge transfer fee for him. So. There you go.
60 million.
Yeah.
Wow. Great work, Madrid. That's what I can say. Big up to Stefan, by the way. Even to you, mate. And in my house, Paqueta and Pedro, and then one loan for Chelsea. That is 3 players. Is it also 3 players in your eyes? For me, personally, it's just going to be a wait and see, mate. But we are going to get players coming in. It's just going to be a wait and see. But whoever comes to the door, I'll be happy with, because you're going to need people right now. If you get the players in that we need, I'm going to give it a 10 out of 10. At the minute, I'm giving it a 7 at the minute. I can't lie. I'm giving it a 7 out of 10 window, not a 10. Big up to Adapt from Bulls, even to you. Hope you're well. I'm great, man. I hope you are too. Pedro bid will be accepted. 30 million plus will happen. And I hope that is the case. I hope that is the case. Is he worth the money? I'm not sure. But if he does, then cool. And big up to Aaron, by the way. Hope you came, mate. Big up to Alan as well. I must tell you, I was driving past Old Trafford today, and I was shocked to see at least 100 season tickets nailed to the door. I thought I'd take them. Nails are very handy. Wow. Marina. Bless him. Brilliant. 30 mil isn't high for a player with his potential, and how long's the contract is a Watford. It's a reasonable price. Well, people say it's worth 30. People think it's not. I'm not watched João Pedro that much, so I'm not going to say what he's like for definite, but he's got potential there. But I'm sure Watford fans in the chat would tell us a bit more. Hopefully Carl's in the chat as well. You can tell us some more. Big up to you, Jag. I'm fine. I hope you're well too. Big up to FIFA. To Germany. He went to Madrid. That's why he's leaving. And then big up to Wes as well. I agree, John. Thank you, Wes. Wes, do hit the subscribe button, mate. I believe it's your first time and you are new. Good one. That is brilliant, man. But the thing is, right, I mean, look, I just have a look at Wes again. 7 out of 10 so far. I think if we're patient, the club will come through. I have 4th, 5th. See, Wes has got 4th, 5th as well of the transfer window at the minute. And we have to, because at the end of the day, we just get the players that we need to be fixed. Then the right side midfielder, a striker, and another midfielder, it'll be a 10. Anything else is a bonus. But like I said, I mean, it's going to be 2 weeks and 3 days before the window slams shut, so around that time. Tony, our owners have been absolutely fantastic. They've done about 160 million quid, right, on players. Yeah. Do you think our fans need to chill out a little bit and just calm down? Because I look at social media, right, again, and people are just having a go at them, and people just say, get their finger out. And for me, I just think that's unfair on our owners.
Yeah, I do as well, John, because right, so we look at this. So we've spent 160 million so far with the new owners. How much did Ashley spend per transfer window? Nowhere near 160 million, that's for sure. So fans need to realise where we are now from where we were not just 12 months ago, but also for the past 14 years before, the past 13 years before that. Because at the end of the day, Mike Ashley we never really had massive transfer windows. I mean, he brought Joe Linton in at the time for 40 million, and everybody was like, well, where's all this money come from all of a sudden? 40 million?
Yeah.
You know, and before that, he'd brought, obviously, Almiron in for 21 million. So we look at that and we think, right, okay, then fair enough. He had those couple of big windows there, but really, we haven't had huge windows, and he hasn't spent a huge amount of money. I mean, he might have spent close to 160 million or maybe more over the 14 years, you know. But the owner has to do it in a window and a little bit, a window and a half, basically. You know, people do need to realise where we're at. And the problem is, John, it's not just the fact. It's not just the fact of spending 160 million. We've had to build a brand new defence, basically, because if you go back to last season, and the start of this season, the defence that we had was leaking goals. It was leaking worse than a leak in the street out of a water tap, you know. So teams were coming to us and thinking, oh, we're playing Newcastle today. Oh, 4 or 5 goals. There we go.
Every week.
We'll boost our goal difference, you know. So in January, Trippier, first one through the door. Then we brought, obviously, on transfer deadline day, in comes Target and Burn. And we had Cher there, who started playing well under Eddie Howe. So we already had a brilliant defender there. He was just not played by the previous manager, who was a muppet, by the way. So for Eddie Howe to bring Cher into the team showed up our previous manager as to, well, why was he never played? Because he is a great defender, Fabian Cher. So when you think about it, so we've got 3 defenders there brought into the team in January. Then we bring Bruno into the midfield. Then fast forward to the summer, we then strengthen the defence further by bringing in Botman. So that drops the cells out altogether and puts them on the bench. So basically, we've got a whole brand new defence, apart from Fabian Cher, who's been at the club a long while.
Yeah.
So fans need to realise that the defence had to be strengthened. And we've got Nick Pope in goal as well. So I don't want to forget about Nick Pope as well. So technically, we strengthened the defence and the keeper, which we needed to do. And if fans are whinging about that, then yes, I know we need the attacking players. We'll get them in. Don't worry about that. You know, we'll get the right winger we need. We'll get, I reckon, another midfielder to cover for Shelby because he's out for 12 weeks. And I believe we might even get 1 or maybe 2 strikers. Who knows? But we'll definitely get at least another striker because the club know and Eddie Howe knows that we need backup to Wilson because probably even Eddie Howe himself knows Wood's not good enough. But he's not going to publicly slate him in public. So he probably knows deep down that Wood isn't the answer if Callum Wilson's injured. So fans need to realise how much we've had to do with the team to get it to where it is. And as I say, if we get that right winger and that striker in, and if we do bring a midfielder in, I'm not sure if they're going to do that, but if they do, then great. Bring that midfielder in. Then we can start to breathe a little bit easier, because then we'll know that if Callum Wilson gets injured, we'll have somebody to put in his place that can come straight in the team and hit the ground running. So fans do need to chill a bit. And then when it gets to January, you then look again. If we do need to strengthen more in the forward places, we'll do it. But the thing is, Rome's not built in one day. So you don't just say, all right, okay, the whole lot of these 25 players that we've had that are here from the last era, they're all rubbish, we'll have to get rid. You don't do that, because if you do that and bring a whole new team in, they've got to gel. And if it takes half a season to gel, where are you going to be in that half a season? You could be in the bottom three. You don't know. So to do it gradually, that's the way you do it. And you do it gradually. And then by next summer, so Lascelles might be here for the season, but then next summer, he might be gone. Matt Ritchie might hang up his boots next summer. Who knows? You know, Ryan Fraser might move on next summer. You know, and slowly you get rid of some of these players. Jacob Murphy as well. And then you bring better players into the club to help you get to that next level. That's how you do it. And that's what our fans need to realise and understand. And half of them don't, unfortunately, think because we've got the money, let's just go and ram it on. No, we don't want to go down the Everton route. And look how bad Everton are. No disrespect, they went out and bought Dele Alli. Look where he's going, Turkey. Why? Because Dele Alli's finished as a footballer. I'm sorry, but he's finished as a footballer. And if he thinks he's going to do well in Turkey, good luck to him. But I'm sorry, Dele Alli is finished altogether, because I saw that last season, and I'm glad we didn't touch him with a barge pole on deadline day.
True facts. True facts. I mean, look, he had the potential, but it's damage, completely and utter damage as well. Just to let you know as well, the defence he spent, Kieran Trippier, Matt Target, Dan Burn, Sven Botman, yeah? We forked out 75 million we had to fix, plus Nick Pope, 75 million we have to spend, fix up that defence, plus a goalie, yeah? Simple as that. And it's well worth the money to spend. We get the attacking sign right, would be fantastic. Coming to in a bit, but people are crazy stupid to think that he is not. The current market's got players such higher price. People need to understand this is not European for a player like this. It's potential. That's fair enough. I mean,
by the way, sorry for the rant, John, but I thought I'd better just put it out there how it is.
No, that's what we're here for, Tony. You need someone's going to come on here and say how like it is. It's as simple as that, yeah? I mean, you can't beat Lee Gunner. He's the best at it, man. He tells it straight. Him, Kenny Ken, yeah? And it's just simple as that. Look at this one. One player, I agree, that we overpaid is Chris Wood, but this lad has potential, and that's what you pay for this market. They talk about João Pedro, by the way. Newcastle spent 89 million in January, 50 mil this summer. Actually, I spent in the past Newcastle has failed this summer. And John, of course, we had targets last season. So 2 players this summer. Cool. And Pedro has definitely got potential because become prolific. He's very versatile. I think one Eddie and the team with the magic. He will be a real asset young too. The mode of the striker will look at. I think if he does come, I'll back this guy 110%. I need to. We bought 3 players on the last deadline day, so let's keep our cool. It now happens by the 1st of September, they can whine just what you like. Pointless just now. Exactly. I mean, don't worry about what Forest do, right? Just worry about what we do, yeah? Don't worry about Forest. Pedro, Paqueta, Pulisic, the 3 Ps. You heard it first. That's some words. You heard it first. Big up to Cenk. That looks like a Turkish name, by the way, but how are you anyway? I hope you're okay, my guy. But defensively wasn't a priority. Sorry, Ronnie. It was the attack this summer. Yes, Tony, by the way. Yes, we need targets, but the other 2 we didn't need over right winger as central DM. And got to start from the back, work our way up the team. I have to agree. That's exactly what Eddie has done. and will be strong by the end of the window. I totally agree. 3 players in Pedro, Hudson-Odoi and Paqueta tops. That's 3. Next one will be the likes of Diaby, and Asensio will be a good signing. That's not going to happen now, mate. Value around 30. Better than what we have got that side, I have to agree. I've got Amanda Staveley. Seeing Brad's boyfriend at Tesco's today. Brad is married, mate. He's got a partner anyway. Is João Pedro that good? 3 goals, 1 assist last season. Look, he's got potential, knick-knack, yeah? But if anyhow brings him in, it turned him to a cracking player, by the way. And I didn't realise, so thanks for that anyway. Thank you so much. And I'll just get rid of that comment quickly. Sorry about that. And Brad, do you think Tony's right what he said about fans needs to just have to back off a wee bit and just deal?
Definitely, because like you say, for the amount of money we've spent on our defence, we've completely shored it up, completely revamped it. And like you say, the next step is we do that with the attack. Midfields, fortunately, we've obviously bought really well in Bruno and Joe Linton, of course, adding to the midfield, which we didn't have previously. So we've got Joe Willock as well. So we've got a in that wise, we're pretty strong. We just need to add a few. We just need a bit of cover, I think, in that position, even 1 or 2. Just for a bit of resilience in that area. But yeah, the strikers, the attacking area, we obviously nobody's stupid at the club. We know that it's a priority. So, and they'll get there in the end. We've got Maxi, we've got Wilson, Almiron's always, and Fraser, etc. So we've got them there. We just need to cut them more in. That's all. And then look, we've got this window. I've got the January window, so we can strengthen even further there. And this, particularly, if we're having a pretty good season by January, we can even add more recruits in and push on. So there's nothing to worry about really. We're not in the current squad we've got now. Look, it'll do okay, provided we don't get. If we get some really bad luck with injuries, then okay. But that'll be unfortunate. But the majority of the players we've got now are capable of holding their own in the league. We're not going to be top 4. Don't anything stupid like that. But
not yet.
We're gonna be good. We're going to be good enough and make enough progress, and the players will come in the end. The players that want to come will join us, and we'll be clever in the way we pick out our targets. So I can sort of understand why people get frustrated, because they just want signings in. No, let's just buy everyone, but that's not really how it works. So patiently, we slowly but surely, we're gonna get the signs in, and the ones that do come in are really going to be the ones that make the impact and take us to the next level, which is what we're after. Because there's players who've signed for Premier League clubs in this window that we could have easily signed, but we just decided against it for one reason or another. So the club's obviously quite stringent on looking at players in terms of all aspects, not just let's get them in and pay them a fortune. Well, we're looking at what they're going to be like at the club with the squad, what they're going to be like on the training ground day in, day out, and all things like that. If we keep getting the right players in, you build that. You get them into the squad, and they buy into what we're trying to do, and they're going to work hard, be good squad members, and it's just that it's that sort of attitude and patience that's going to pay off in the long run for us. So it's easy for people to get frustrated, but you've got to look and think there's a bigger picture, and give us 2 or 3 years, and then look at the difference from where we're at now.
I'm going to have to agree, Brad. I'm going to have to agree. Just got to be patient, and we're never going to criticise these owners. They have done good. They've done really, really good. And you know what? Long way continues. Aaron, big up to you, Aaron. Got to trust in Eddie. Pedro will do well, and we could even sell him for a profit if we get in Europe next season. It's a win-win. Absolutely. And we got one here from Andrew. Hope you well, lads. Absolutely fine. Andrew, hope you well too. Big up to Ian. You're late. You're late, Ian. That's not good enough. I'm gonna have to discipline you, man. I'm going to have to discipline you. Give you a record compensation, man. And it's like Newcastle have been the opposite of Nottingham Forest in this window. Now, if we spent 130 odd million, right? You know, people's going to be working out, how are we going to work this suit? It's like 16 players we signed up. And hey ho. And I've just got a message from Grace. Warm-up show would be best for me. I'm going out to watch the match. So she'll be on Sunday. So hopefully we're going to try and get a time set to suit Grace, and then we do a warm-up for an hour on Sunday. And big up to Grace Thompson. She's lovely, by the way. Grace and Maisie, up and rising. Signing quality instead of signing quantity. That's very true. Don't add too much Foxy, Mike. If Foxy's in that room, he probably has something to say about that, but he's a great guy. Don't forget, Dan Ashworth wouldn't already have targeted minds for previous jobs, has been discussing with owners and Eddie. They know exactly what they're doing. That's nice as the Gearman. Big up. And the difference is, this is from Rez, difference with the team's recruitment versus Forest. We'll all gel as a team and have thrown stupid money at boot. It's about the attitude and with ethic. And Rez, he's got that one right, Tony. He's spot on.
Yeah, he is. I mean, obviously with the Forest thing, I mean, when them two lads went to the beginning of the season, obviously they were right what they said. They had a lot of loan players. This is what happens with championship clubs. They loan a lot of players from the Premier League to help them propel and get out of that championship. And then the problem is they then lose them 5, 6, 7 or 8 players that they've borrowed from clubs. And then they go back to their parent clubs. And then they've got to scratch around trying to replace them players. And that's what Forest have done. And obviously that to replace that goalkeeper because he wanted to move back to France, which, you know, I found strange, but might be for family reasons he wanted to go back. But I agree. I mean, the thing is, the Gibbs White transfer straight away, 44.5 million for somebody who really isn't tried and tested in the Premier League. It's a bit of a risk. Yes, he hit the ground running and done well in the Championship, but that's a totally different league to the Premier League. But I have seen on a few comment sites today on Twitter that a lot of Wolves fans are really unhappy that they've lost Gibbs White, and they think the clubs had to give in because Forest wouldn't let it go and kept bidding and bidding. So the fact to just say, there you go, have him.
Wow. I'll tell you what, though, I think Bruno Lage has got to get this right this summer. They just spent 36 million on Nunes as well. And if he doesn't get it right, I think he'll be sacked. But honestly, man, I mean, this guy's a brilliant player. Macy does the Portuguese watch along, so check out for that. And she knows Portuguese football in and out as well. And that is the thing. And let's have a look at this one as well. I feel sorry for the players who actually got Forest promoted. Hardly any of them are going to get a game now. That's another thing. That's the problem. And Forest 42.5 million on Gibbs White from Wolves. Personally, I'd be shocked if we cleared that for him. So would I. Brad.
Yeah, I think, you know, he's not a bad player, don't get us wrong, but is he someone that we'd be looking at to really pay that much to bring him in? Probably not, no. So I'm a bit surprised that Forest went for it, to be honest. You know, he's playing the Championship last season, did okay, but I don't think he'll have been a player that's really flashed up highly on our radar. To be fair, so talk about that fee. Yeah, I was very surprised, even though I think it's rising even higher than that with add-ons and stuff. So yeah, crazy. When you just think, you know, Wolves have certainly. You know, they've maximised the cash return from him. So, yeah, very, very, very surprised with that.
Amazed as well, absolutely amazed. But we've got one from Foxy as well. We don't have to do a Forest because we didn't lose 15 key players in the summer. Common sense. That's fair enough. They lost 15 players, got to replace them. Guys, if you like the video, like what you see, then please hit the like button, hit the subscribe button as well. If you are new, then the channel will just grow all the time. And if you like to super chat, then click on the join button. And if you like to be a member, then I will be doing competition very soon. Then just click on the join button, 99p. I am going to do a competition very, very soon. And do follow Tony 31 on his Twitter account and Brad_BP as well. And just as well as a heavily inflated market, when it's going to stop and come crash and doom, whereas it's never going to stop, mate. It's just going to continue and continue and continue until something needs to happen. Well, I want to talk about Bruno as well, Guimarães as well. Well, according to reports yesterday, that he is being linked, could be a replacement for Casemiro at Real Madrid. Now, Eddie Howe's come out today in his press conference, and he was asked about this, and he said, absolutely not. We're trying to build a squad to make the club successful over the next few years. We want to enhance the group, not take away our best players. He has been incredible. Now, I'm getting people saying, if they offer 100 million, it'll be gone. Real Madrid are the biggest club in the world. They can get who they want, yeah? But at the end of the day, right, Tony, are you worried about the situation at Bruno? I'm not worried at all, because this move ain't going to happen, because they've got Tuchemeni from Monaco, right, and then Camavinga as well from Iran as well. They've got two French lads there. He's going to take Casemiro's place. They don't need Bruno, surely not.
No, I'm not worried at all, John, because everything. You look at Bruno. He put stuff on Twitter. He said in his interview after the Leicester game, he wants to be a legend here. He wants to play a lot of games here. He sees his long-term future at this club, and he loves this place. Not only does he love this place, but he knows the fans love him, and the whole city's behind him. He knows that. And yes, okay, you could go to the bright lights of Madrid and play in the Bernabeu Stadium, but he'd rather play at St. James's Park. And the thing is, as well, it would take a lot of money. I mean, the thing is, what you got to remember now is we're not a selling club. If it was our former owner in charge, then I'm sure he'd straight away say, oh, yeah, I'll take 100 million. But then we wouldn't have had Bruno, because he wouldn't have bought Bruno in the first place, because he wouldn't spend that sort of money. So we're not a selling club. We don't need to sell. And we sold a project to Bruno. When he had that press conference, when he first came to the club, he then said, that asked him what he was told. And he says, I was told that one day we are going to win the Champions League. And he says, and that's what I'm here to do. Now, and even his agent has put on Twitter, Bruno's going nowhere. So if Real Madrid think they can come in for him, then they best think again. Unless they want to part with serious money plus Vini Jr. Then we might think about it.
I'll take that all day long, man.
But if they don't, then I'm sorry, Bruno stays. But no, I'm quite relaxed about it, John. I don't think he'll go anywhere. And I know how, I mean, I don't personally know, but I mean, looking at the way Bruno's body language is, and he loves this place. You can tell he loves Newcastle, and you know, he knows he's a legend here already. Even, you know, he's only been here just over half a season, but he knows already how much he's loved and adored. And to be honest with you, if they did sell him, there'd be a riot, if I'm honest. I think it would be a case of the fans turning up outside the ground again, a bit like Kevin Keegan did when he sold Andy Cole.
Yeah.
And I remember being at the bottom of them steps that day when he sold Andy Cole, and he came out and told all why he'd done it. But, you know, but I don't think we would sell. Bruno. No chance whatsoever. Eddie Howe's right. We need to build a team around Bruno, and that's going to take time, but we'll get there. And when we get the players in to build around Bruno, watch us go.
I have to agree. When if he does, he's not going to go to Madrid. If he did, you look at Vinny Jr. on his left-hand side, rather than look at Jacob Murphy on the right-hand side. So, nah, he's going to...
No comparison, John.
Not at all. That guy is brilliant. Vinny Jr., absolutely world class.
Oh, I think he's a tremendous player, John.
He's improved a lot, did he? That wing player at Man City, wow. Brilliant. I think the problem for us is that we're looking at players who want European football, and that's why what is needed now to improve the squad, and we can't offer that just yet. And Paul said no chance. I'm not worried, actually don't need to sell, and he loves to hear. I totally agree with it. And even John Tony Brad, I hope the club stick to the Bruno stuff to sell. He is a huge player. Pablo, I totally agree with it. And Gibbs White, was 26 mil, would you remember based off Forest staying up. Morgan Pearson scores and potential future injury caps, so very unlikely to appear the 42.5 million. If they do, it means both did amazing. Everyone was a winner there as well. I got one from Aaron. Big up to Aaron. He's not going nowhere. Madrid haven't even said they want him. They still got a class midfielder. They've got that French kid to come in, Cameron Villa, and also Tchouameni as well. And those two are going to be amazing. Can it buy for United by Casemiro at his age? Stack up those yellow cards for sure. He'd probably take people's legs out as well, by the way. Let's be real. But in fact, all late Latin American players, they do fancy play for Madrid and Barca. I'm not worried about Bruno Guimarães now, but imagine Real Madrid side Paqueta. That time, I'm really concerned about Bruno. Wow. We'll see. And some cool. So, Brad, your take on Bruno. And are you worried about it? Because I'm not.
No, I think he'll stay around for now. See what happens next couple of years, at least, I would say. And then depends what situation we're going to be in after that. But no, I'm definitely not worried about him moving anywhere. Certainly this season, not at all.
I can't see it neither. I mean, look, at the end of the day, people are saying, give us 200 mil, you can have him. 100 mil, you can have him plus Vinny Jr. Yeah, but the thing is, right, I mean, we're going to get used to this now, guys, because at the end of the day, he is a world-class player, a Brazilian international, right, playing in the World Cup, right, and they're going to come in and they're going to say, right, no, let's go try and get poach Bruno away from Newcastle. It ain't going to work at all whatsoever. In my opinion, he'll be there for years to come. He wants to be a legend at this football club, like Tony said as well. And he's loved. He is well loved. He is our future Newcastle United captain. And a lot of people have not been saying this. He'll be a future Newcastle captain. And we're going to need a build, like Tony said, you need to build a team around him with better players. Yeah. For Paquetá, maybe. We need to get better players around if we can. So we get into Europe this season, then I'm sure better players is going to come. And I think we're going to compete. We get a better sponsorship. Again, that could help a lot. So we're going to ADG. Do hit the subscribe, AD, if you can, mate. If you want to see someone being written off by selling club, let's see anyone try and buy or our Bruno. Yes, absolutely. That ain't going to happen. He is not for sale. Not for sale. Yep, if Madrid really want Bruno, they'll get a hold of him, no doubt. They just have to pay a big fee. Most likely next summer, every kid's dream in South America is to play for Barca or Real Madrid. Well, if you've got the money, match your fee, cool. But until then, Bruno ain't going anywhere. It's as simple as that. Because we will get European football first and go from there. If you only got one more player in and it was Paqueta, I'll be happy. He played in nearly all positions up front and midfield. That will be an amazing window for me. For me, I'll give him a 7 out of 10 window. We still haven't fill in the place to be fixed. Yeah, a right side midfielder, up front, mid, cool. And at the end of the day, get those filled in, it'll be a 10. At the minute, it's a 7. Foxy, you have to agree, but Man U clutching Astral Band players to the end of their careers, Tony.
Yeah, they are. They are. Yeah, they are. They always do though, Man United, don't they? I mean, you know, they brought. Look when they brought Juan Mata from Chelsea in. You know, he's apparently on his way to Leeds, as I've read somewhere the other day. But whether that's happening, I don't know. But yeah, Man U have this habit. But what I've also seen is apparently that Ronaldo's apparently said he's not happy with the transfers. Now Maguire's kicking off about it as well. So it's great because it's all kicking off at Man United. So long may that continue and long may they stay at the bottom as well because, well, put this way, I mean, Casemiro can't play on Monday night anyway because he's not eligible. And as I said the other day, Man U's going to get stuffed off Liverpool 4-0 at least because, you know, Liverpool haven't clicked yet, but they may just click on Monday and that might be the kickstart they need.
Exactly.
And then Man United's going to go away to Southampton and that won't be an easy game. That's a 6-pointer. Imagine saying that to Man United fans, you've got a 6-pointer against Southampton, because that's exactly what that is. And they lose that game, and I'm sure Ten Hag will be skating on thin ice. But he will certainly be. But anyway, we're not worried about them anyway. We love seeing where they are at the minute, and it's nice to see that we're not actually being talked about being in the bottom 3 for a change, which is what I enjoy seeing. But on things like transfers and that, I mean, yes, the Paqueta thing, that, do you know what, the Paqueta, if he came in, he's a quality player. Let's not, I mean, if our club had gone out and spent 42 million quid on Gibbs White, but you can get Paqueta for 33 million, I'd be saying to the club, well, why have you done that? I would be questioning why they've done that. But our owners aren't that stupid. That's why.
Exactly.
And if with Paqueta, he Bruno, and he can play anywhere in that midfield, and he can play up front as well. So at the end of the day, why on earth, it's a no-brainer to go and get him. But I think that's a deal being worked on.
Yeah,
but
we just got to wait and see. Go on.
We've just got to wait and see at the end of the day. And I mean, I've seen another rumour going around. Apparently, we're in for a £30 million striker that's never been mentioned in the media, and apparently something's going to crop up in the next 48 hours. Now, I take back and think, yeah, okay, whatever. We've heard this all before, and it escalates to nothing. So again, when I see rumours like that, I take them with a pinch of salt as well. I just don't believe it. We've got half these people out there who think they know everything, and they're these ITKs. In fact, they may think they're an ITK, but they know nothing.
Exactly.
Sean Casey being the big one.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, Sean Casey's been on a few shows as well, but excuse me, if he wants to come on my show, then he knows exactly where to find us, and then we can talk about it. But you're right. But these ITK peoples, they know now about. They don't know as much as we do. But I'm just gonna keep calm, keep cool. I'm just gonna let it play itself.
And I'm also thinking, if we are still looking at Ramos, even though Southampton are supposedly got ahead of us in the race, I believe if we're in for him, is it a case of we're waiting until next week so he gets through the second leg of the Champions League, so that once Benfica have qualified, like Nuno said the other night, that's when we will then be able to get Ramos, because then they might say, right, because we're in the Champions League now he can go because he's helped them get to where they want to be. But they obviously won't let him go until after that second leg, obviously. But that's an interesting one. And maybe that's why things have gone quiet on the Ramos front, because maybe we've been in for him and maybe we've been told, look, can you wait till next week and then come back next week to us? Who knows?
Exactly. I mean, anything could happen. I mean, it's gone quiet and then it goes whoosh. There it's happened again, man. So we'll see. But there'll be plenty of twists in this transfer window. And Foxy, I have to agree, but man, you're clutching the straws buying players to the end of their careers. Eddie Howe said in his press conference, Bruno's not going anywhere. Thank you, Gary, mate. I hope you're okay, mate. Sounds a great guy. Alan can't blame Casemiro. He's won everything in the game in Madrid. Good experience and pay rise. Joining United to keep them up in the Premier League. Well said, Tony. John, if the striker Barry said was on the list, Badu is a top striker before Monaco ruined him. Badu. Never heard of him. I'm not going to lie. But we need to find out more about this guy. By the way, and it's a big if, Man U beat Liverpool, they go above Liverpool. Yes, they do. But that's not going to happen. Did anyone believe at the start of the season we would be seeing a relegation 6-pointer between Liverpool and Man U? Brad, relegation 6-point in this game.
Oh, well, yeah, interesting. Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing how that one goes.
Yeah, fair enough. Did anyone believe at the start of the season? Yeah, I read that. Yeah, but Southampton are rubbish. Knick-knack, it would be new law if United lose that one. Anthony Herbert, big up to you, Anthony, mate. I hope you're okay, my guy. And I hope you're having a fantastic day. Your wife, family as well. Badu, John Dutch. Yes, I know. I don't know exactly what you mean now. I know who that might be. Gonzalo Ramos. Yes, we know. Pick up the Ken, by the way. We'd love to see Man U go 14 games without a win, just like we did last season, because they won't get out of it like we did. It'd be brilliant to watch, Tony. Wow.
Yeah. Sorry, what was that again, John?
He said, it says that, Ken said, we'd love to see Man U go 14 matches without a win like we did last season, because they won't get out of it like we did. Would be a brilliant to watch.
Yeah, well, it would be, but I doubt they'll go 14 games without a win. But like I've said, if after the Southampton game they lose that game and they'll be bottom on 0 points. The thing is, the difference is their players won't be used to a relegation scrap, and after that Southampton game, once the window's shut, that's it. They've got to work with the players they've got until January, and as I say, their players won't be used to a relegation scrap with the likes of Southampton, Leeds United, Everton. So I tell you what, it's going to be tough for them, John. And do you know what? It's great because we can sit back and have a good laugh at them, because the problem is the likes of Man City and the rest of that cartel of the big six, they all laughed at us when we were bottom. They were all shouting, haha, you got the richest owners in the world, but you go to the Championship. Everybody was laughing at us. But they're not laughing now, John, because Eddie Howe has kept us up, the first team in the Premier League to go without win for 14 games and stay up. And we stayed up comfortably, just outside the European place. And now we're coming for the big six. So that's why they're not laughing now. That's why they're worried. And their backsides are going like that.
Totally agree. Totally agree. And you said at the beginning of the show as well, if remember Cersei's right, but I can't remember what you said earlier in the show. I can't remember now, but you're right, by the way. You're so right. Because at the end of the day, right, we're all coming for them. I don't care what people say. Simple as that.
They're getting twitchy, John.
They are. Good. And we must be waiting to pounce on to get a decent deal at the end. This is nature of the beast. Klopp called out Gabby. I heard that today as well. Wow. Did you hear about that, Brad? Klopp called out Gabby.
Yeah, I'd seen that.
Wow. I tell you what, he just didn't go. He just went, did he? As Alkmaar, he got 40 goals for them, John Spadou, by the way. 30 in last season, 2 years ago. He's a predator. I don't watch a lot of Dutch football, by the way, to be fair, but if you think it's that good, cool. Excuse me. United were 15 in the form table for the last third of the season. That is worrying, very worrying. And that lad can play left or right. Sofiane Diop, that's the one. Sofiane Diop, he's been linked. And they want a lot of money for this guy. We got to AJ, by the way. I hope you're okay, mate. And Albert Stoner and Letizia Chippers, Michael, happy days. That's in net knack. Right, we're going to talk about the match on Sunday, the game between we play Newcastle against Man City at St James's. It's going to be a big test, Brad, for us. What formation would you play?
I think might go to a 3 at the back to keep burning bottom in, and have obviously Target and Trippier as a fullbacks, and then possibly Bruno Joel in the middle, then play maybe some sort of three shape up top. I'm thinking, just because it's obviously gonna suit us more, being a bit more defensively resilient against City, and obviously means we don't have to drop Target. Target will get back in the team, and then I can see Target come back in the team because Burn won't play left back against City in a back four, so the only way I can see it is if they do play that 3 at the back system to keep them all in. But if not, I imagine one of them's going to have to miss out if Eddie does go with the 4-3-3, which I wouldn't be surprised if he did, to be honest.
Yeah, we talked about it, Tony, last night, that Carl and Patrick said that if we play 4-3 against Man City, we're going to get absolutely ripped apart. And I've thought about it, and they could be so right. But we've got to just be in the game, stay in the game. If you stay in the game, we've got a chance. We go nil each at half time. Cool. I accept that. But we haven't got Kieran Clark going to mess up at the back. We have got proper defenders that can actually defend. Okay, Dan Burn haven't got the pace that he's going to mark against Haaland. But look, at the end of the day, he can defend properly. Botman can defend properly. Fabian Schär can defend properly as well. We keep those three defence tight, then I think Man City's going to get frustrated, Tony, as the game goes on. That's what we want to do, get them frustrated, and that's what we need to do.
Yeah, like when I put the board up last night, I don't know if Brad saw it or not, but when I put the board up last night on screen, sorry, I haven't got it with me at the moment, but when I put it up, I've got the three at the back, Shaw, Botman, and Burn, with Trippier and Target, hopefully Target's fit, is wing backs. Your next two will be Bruno and Joe Linton in that middle bit. And then playing just in front of Joe Linton, because I tweaked it slightly. So playing just in front of Joe Linton, we'll have Almiron in his number 10 role with Maxi and Wilson up front. Now, that sort of formation would probably work because you've got your wing backs can get down the flanks and supply the ammunition. We know Target can cross the ball because he's done it from corners. See, we know Trippier can cross the ball anyway, so we've seen that plenty of times throughout his career. So that would be the sort of formation I would go for, because that would then give Man City something to think about. So because especially with Almiron being in that number 10 role, he can sort of dictate a bit of play as well as Bruno. So and even Carl said the same last night, that he is a Man City fan. If that was a team we put out that formation, Man City would be a bit worried because they wouldn't want to go far too forward in case they leave room for one of our playmakers to put a ball through. So that's the sort of formation we would want to be. We don't want to do the 4-3-3 because it will absolutely annihilate us.
Exactly. We haven't got the team to do it, Tony, yet. But when we get a couple of players in the future, then we'll give them a right go. Don't forget, Man City just do get beat by mid of the table teams as well. Look at Leeds a couple of seasons ago at home. They got beat. Leeds battered them and scored a 95th minute winner. They absolutely battered them. That was on the Bielsa team as well. And that is the thing. But one day, our time will come. Our time will come. Cenk, big up to you, Cenk. As you talk Man U situation, I want to ask you guys, if we sign the right few players, where Newcastle could end up on table at the end of the season. What a prediction, guys. I'm going to say between 6th and 7th. If you keep going, just play our football, Cenk. We could be 6th or 7th. Why not? Let's have a real go. What do you think, Brad?
Yeah. Yeah, I just think we're always set up to have a bit of a go. I think that's when we play our best.
Yeah,
we'll have a good balance, and obviously we'll have to be not just in that game, but across the season we've got to be ruthless in certain games. When we get the chances, you just got to take them. So we'll see how it goes. But
man.
Eddie's not going to be the type of manager to set up defensively if we don't have to. Obviously, against City, we're going to have to be clever in how we do it, but we still need to have a threat going forward, or it's just going to be one-way traffic for 90 minutes, and there's only going to be one result. So, especially with Haaland being the presence up front, we need to sort of be well organised in not being stretched and just being gravitated towards defending him, because it just opens space up for a lot of other players. Obviously, they've got quality all round, and they'll punish you. So, no, we'll have to be on top of our game. But we've shown with any team when we can get forward and win the ball, we can cause anyone problems. So, I just hope it's one of them days, and we just need to take the chances when they arrive.
Yeah, Absolutely. I'll go for the cons, get back to Tony. Difference is we always had together last season. Man U are fighting between themselves and falling apart. The whole club is a mess from top to bottom where Casemiro's going to find out for themselves on Monday night. And John, that comment was absolutely brilliant. 6-pointer, Man U, Liverpool. Brilliant. West is going the back three. We have a better chance of getting deals done, learn the perm at Chelsea, City, Liverpool than the rest of the league because everyone's threatened by us and we'll increase the price. Whereas those three aren't yet. And we've got Vez, Fabian, Sten, and Dan. And I played 2 in goal, 6 in the back, 6 in mid, front, and then loose. Oh, man. Foxy, man. Like him. Man, you love us. A massive game, even this early in the season. Cannot wait. I might do a watch along for that game. You just never know. And then people will probably call us a red. Which I'm not. Foxy daft. You know what? I hope Target is back. I think he'll be back on Sunday. Big up to Paul, by the way. You're late, but I hope you're okay. I hope that Haaland isn't used as distraction. 3 people marking him. That would just open up spaces to other City players. It happened in the last game. City played exactly. We got absolutely mullered that day. Yeah, that's the danger. Hopefully, Botman can keep Erling in his pocket. Hopefully, he'll still be stuck in his pocket, by the way. If the likes of Bruno or more, like Callum, gets injured again, then we suddenly go from top 10 team to a team that finished bottom 10. This is why the next fortnight we need signing sorted. Christopher, I have to agree, man. We definitely need a centre forward to cover. Whatever happens this weekend, we're still in the building club and we're still less than 12 months since Cabbage Heat was ruined us. This weekend does not define us. I have to agree, man. But also as well, I don't want to do 3 hits. We've got to get into Europe this season. We have to have a go. 3 hits doesn't do us at all, mate. You know what I mean? It's as simple as that. So Newcastle finished between 8th and 10th. I don't think we've signed any players that will improve our starter window before the window shuts at St. Paul. I think 6 or 7. Why not go for it? Exactly. Go for it. Starting 11. Come to that and still in progress. Come down in a minute. Starting 11. Nick Nack's chatting to Paul. Paul, if he's had a decent strike and a winger, then maybe he's higher. But the way we're keeping rejected lately, I can't see us getting another player in. And early finish work, 6:30 p.m. I had to walk the dogs. I have 2 bulldozers. He needs to be tired out before I have my life. Good for you, Paul. Now, Tony, do you think these people want to do business in Newcastle United? That's why they're charging stupid prices, by the way, before I come to the main game.
They probably do want to do business, but they just want to charge a ridiculous amount because they know we've got money. I mean, they did the same as with Man City when they were buying players. They were charged ridiculous amounts of money because people knew there was that extra huge income at City. So they were charged fees, obviously not as strong as they are now, but, that's why I think our owners are playing it cool and playing it well. It's a bit like the long out drone game. I mean, we did the same with Botman. We weren't going to pay what Lille wanted. We wanted to pay what we wanted to pay. Mm-hmm. And so we basically said, we pay this or we walk away. Knowing that AC Milan couldn't afford to buy Botman. So that pushed Lille in a corner. And they had to sit back and think, oh, hang on a minute. Get Newcastle's money, take what they're offering, or we don't sell them because AC Milan can't afford that sort of money. We backed them in a corner that they couldn't get out of. Mm. So then they had to get on the phone and say, yeah, okay, we accept your offer. You can have them. And that's the way you've got to be. You've got to play hardball with teams sometimes. I know some people are saying, oh, well, yeah, but for the sake of 2 million, what's the point? But the point we're trying to prove is it's not. The point is we don't want to keep paying for inflated fees for players that aren't worth that much. And that's the difference, like the Madison deal. He's only got 2 years left on his contract. We offered 45 million, which is fair enough. They want 60 million. Well, for a player who's got 2 years left on his contract, I don't think so. Jog on. If he had 5 years on his contract, or 3 or 4 years, then maybe you may think, okay, 60 million, yeah, that's probably about right because he's still got quite a long time. But for 2 years, considering, say, he doesn't sign another contract, next summer, he won't be worth anywhere near £45 million because he only has 1 year left. So, you know, this is what we're trying to do. We're trying to say to the clubs, this is what we pay. If you don't like it, we walk away and we look elsewhere. And that's exactly what they're doing. And the thing is, the Saudis, like the city owners, will not be, people from the Middle East are very astute business people, and they will not be mugged off. That is the thing. They do not go out their way to pay high inflated prices. You know, well, any sort of business that Saudis have, do you see them going out there and spending a ridiculous amount on business? No, because they're very astute business people. They say to you, that's what we're offering. If you don't want it, we'll walk away. You know, like the rumour went around before the Man City owners bought Man City, when Mike Ashley was trying to sell the club. Apparently he had a meeting in a restaurant and the guy offered him 300 million for the club. And Mike Ashley said, no, we want 400 million for it at the time. And the guy said, okay, he ripped the check and said, it's okay, we're not doing business with you, and walked away. And that's what I'm saying. That's what the Saudis are like. That's what anybody from the Middle East are like. If they don't get business done their way, they walk away. That's why they're very successful in what they do. And that's why they have high profiles.
Brilliant. Brilliant. I can't really add to that, Tony. You're absolutely right, mate. Totally agree. And I'll tell you one thing as well, right? It just goes to show that we're not a soft touch. Never have been, never will be. Simple as that. Before we get your scores and readers out again, I reckon you still might tweet for Madison when the Fofana deals falls flat. I hope that is the case. Madison's signing a new deal. And is he mad? Not really. According to Sky Sports and Rogers, like he could, according to Sky Sports and Rogers, but could just be talk to keep people away from him. It could be Paul, it could be, man. And Tony, give us your, for the people that don't know, give us your score predictions before we wrap up the show, mate.
Yeah, so as I've said during the week, my heart says we would like to win 2-1 like we did 3 years ago when Rondon and Richie scored after Aguero put City ahead. But I'm going with what my head says, and that's the best part of it. So I'm going with a 1-1 draw, Wilson and Haaland.
Fair enough. And Brad, what can we do for you, man? And you give us your score predictions, my guy.
Oh, I don't know. I'm just hoping it's an entertaining game, really. I just don't want it to be one-way traffic and end up being on the wrong side of a 3 or 4-0 potentially. I'm going to go for 2-1 to City. I think I'll give them a good goal, but they'll just have 2, which is to be realistic.
I'll go 3-1 to Man City. I think they're going to be too strong for us as well. The midfield's going to be key. Jolin's got to keep his cool. Bruno's got to do Bruno things. But who's going to be the extra midfielder? Will Sean Longstaff coming to show up that midfield? You never know. Are they going to start with Joe Willock to make those runs? Are we going to see the Joe Willock back again? I hope we do, because at the end of the day, I love Joe Willock. But listen, he's now got to come out and show us that we want that level back to when he first came to Newcastle United. Yeah. Yes, there's a pressure club for him. He's a young lad. He'll come good. He will come good. ASM, like Cole said yesterday, don't be like FIFA. Go out there, tear that Cancelo apart. Yeah. Show that. I want to play big. I want to make a stake for the World Cup. It's not going to happen. I want to stake a claim playing the World Cup. So I want to do my best. Yeah. Simple as that. So does that, then he could be our man of the match. Honestly, don't mind Pedro coming in. The stats don't do him just as a player. The kid's been playing top level since 17 years of age. Now 20. The valuation makes it a risk, but how could develop him? Absolutely. Blue Moon saying Fofana has to be dropped for tomorrow's game. I wonder what happened to that then. Chelsea. I'd love to see a Newcastle win, but sadly I think City will win by 2-0. And Tange said could be Neil's he should defend superbly. And Pope could be man of the match and keep us in the game on Sunday. And that is from Paul. So, and I got one for Bloomman again. I just want to say I'm a City fan. I've always loved going to St James's Park. Fans and quality and also great atmosphere. Blue Moon, could you do us a favour? Could you please have the honour to click on the subscribe button, please, mate? If you could do that, you'd be absolutely amazing. Thank you so much indeed. The numbers going up every single day. So if I'm going to wrap up the show now, and we'll be back tomorrow for probably do a transfer update show. We could probably do Newcastle chat. So we'll find out tomorrow what's going on. And Brad, can you tell us where you could find you, please, on your socials, mate?
Yeah, you can find us on Twitter, @BB_NUFC.
Big up.
Yeah,
Tony.
so well, many followers.
Thank you.
Yeah, so you can find me down there at TonyTony31 on Twitter. Give me a follow and I'll follow you back.
Thank you very much indeed. I might love to do a late show one day, like a 10 p.m. show. There's a guy called Jamie Phillips who's going to do a show at a 11 p.m. show, and good luck to him. I think you get plenty of viewers as well. I love the 11 p.m. show. Even if I don't get you guys on, you might be in bed. I'm still going to do it one day. Just watch.
Well, come on, John.
11 p.m.
Yeah, of course. Yeah,
wow.
I'm not an early bird, John. So there you go. I can be a night owl.
Well, yeah, that'd be fine.
Like Alan Robson was.
Yes, absolutely. Like you got some Australian viewers, New Zealand viewers, the States, Japan. I'm gonna try and drum up the followers as well from Japan. And the NFC fans in Japan, drum them up as well. The States, you name it, you got it. One day it's gonna happen. And still would prefer us buying 3-4 Brazilian lads from Brazil for 10 million each, who have more potential than Pedro, Angelo, Roku, Enrique, and Andrea Santos, etc. Young players as well. And thank you very much indeed, mate. I really appreciate that, Blue Moon. Good luck on Sunday, and let's make the best team win. And nobody wants our club to spend extra money on players who are not worthy enough. But the situation we are in needs 3 players for top 6-7, 1 loan, no cost, 1 striker, Pedro, 27 million, and lastly, Paquetá isn't worth it. Wow. Okay, and then Paul is in the cup as well. We have to use the City game. That's a good experience either way because Howard's class. At least we'll learn from the lessons, unlike Bruce. Exactly. Listen, guys, thank you very much for joining again. And if you like the video, like what you see, please hit the like button and give it an honor to subscribe to my channel as well, please. It'd be absolutely fantastic if you did so. If you'd like to super chat, then click on the $sign. Again, if you'd like to become a member, click on the $sign. A super chat, click on the $sign. Join button for the Vimmer membership. I do apologize there. I was just getting a bit excited ahead of myself. Great show, John, lads. Have a great weekend. Thank you so much, Aaron.
You too.
I appreciate that. Thank you very much for joining us again, lads. I hope I will you two both in a bit. And until then, guys, and the people watching me, sure, is a goodbye for now.
Bye.
Take it steady.